Okay, good afternoon and welcome to Mishnah Yomi Daily Double. Now we're learning Perek Aleph, Mishnayos Hay, and Mishnah Vav. Mishnah is a very long Mishnah. We mentioned in the previous Mishnayos one is called Onas HaMaasros, when they're Chayiv and Shmus HaMaasros, and basically that signifies when you have a Chiyav Teko Shumos HaMaasros. However, you're still allowed to eat them B'derech Arai as a snack. You're allowed to snack from these vegetables and fruits, even though they're Gil Onas HaMaasros. You can't eat them as a permanent meal. I don't know how you'd make a meal out of fruits and vegetables, but if you did, meaning you ate them along with a meal with bread, let's say, you wouldn't be able to do that. And then there's another period called Garnon Lamaishos, we can learn about now, where you can't even eat snack from them. So what is the Garnon? Hey, Ezo Garnon Lamaishos, when it's considered a goren, like a threshing floor, where it's considered basically suitable to give to the Kohen and to give to the Levi, and therefore you can't even snack from it because basically it's ready as a present to give to the Kohen. When he discusses more in Iyam Mitzion, difference in Achilas Arai and Achilas Keva. Hakishum adlun mishafaksu. Kishum are cucumbers or squash, adlun butternut squash, or pumpkins. Mishafaksu. When you basically you're already cooking them, you're taking off the stem, or that you sometimes you have cucumbers, you have that little the piece of wood on top. You take that off. Not wood exactly, but it's like a soft cucumber. You take that off to cook it. That's already going on. Mafakis mishamin arema. If you're not doing that, meaning your intention is to sell them, we're going to see you're selling them to other people. Then when you make a big pile to get it ready to be sold, avatiach mishiyashalik. Avatiach is a watermelon or a melon. When you soak it in water to soften it, meaning if you're bringing it into your house to eat there. If you're not doing it, you're planning on selling it, then you have to set it aside in your storehouse. In the store, once it's in the storehouse, that's considered the goren. Yara kanega mishioga, vegetables that you're going to tie together in bundles. You're going to sell them in bundles. So when you tie them together, you're already chayiv. It's already the goren. You can't eat a snack from them. You may know oged actually malis a kli. If the type of vegetable you're not tying together, it's talking about you fill a type of basket. Let's say that you're selling. You put the basket in your store still. So you may know malis a kli. If you're not filling a basket, actually lake called sarcho. So then when you finish taking as many cucumbers or as many tomatoes from your field as you're going to put an offer to sell, so then that's already the Gemar Malacha, it's the Gornon. Kalkola, if you're making it into a basket, let's say you're picking vegetables into a basket, until you cover it with leaves, right? When you sell it to people, you want to cover it with leaves, make it look nicer. You're not going to cover with leaves. Actually, is a kli. Once the kli, this type of basket, is filled up that you gather the vegetables in, then it's already roy to sell. He's not filling up a kli, he's just putting it in, I don't know, a shopping cart until you finish taking out everything in the field. The Mezmar Amurim, it's all Mishnah talking about wine, but molech l'shuk, when you're selling your vegetables. When it comes to personal, you're plucking vegetables and fruits for personal purposes, so then the halachas only apply. It's considered to be Gemar Malacha when you get to your house, so you get into your backyard particularly, because the Pasuk says Biarti HaKodesh Min HaBayis. It has to be Riyas Pnei HaBayis. It has to come into the house. There's different ways. It has to come through your door, through the shar. Discuss that maybe later in the Masechta. Once it comes into your property, then it's already considered to be roy to give to the Kohen, and you can't even snack from it. HaPered, V'Mishnava, Pered V'Atzimukim Echaruvim Mishyamid Arema. Pered is basically cut up pomegranates. So Simukin are raisins. V'Echaruvim are carobs. Shiyamid Arema. This is also talking about when you make it into a pile, it's considered the Gemar Malacha. You finish making it right now. But it's all the Mishifakel, onions. Mishifakel means when you take off the klipos haros on the outside. Sometimes they have, you've seen this, you go to buy onions, they have the outer shells of the onions, the layers, they're dried out. You want to take them off. If it's a clean onion, mishyamid arema, they make a pile. When you have wheat or barley or something like that, when you make it into a big pile, you smooth it out. Right? You have to smooth it out to take off the chaff. So then that's the Gemar Malacha. If you don't have to take off the chaff, ashyamid arema, then when you make a big pile, then it's considered to be Gemar Malacha. Kitnios mishiyichbor, legumes or beans that you collect from the field. A lot of times you take them with dirt. So once you start taking out the dirt, you put in a sieve and you take out the dirt. That's already the Gemar Malacha. But kover, if you don't need to do that, then you have to smooth it out. And even if you made all these cases by wheat and by beans and legumes, if you made a pile and you smooth it out, if you find parts in the pile that are not smoothed out, or on the side they're not smoothed out, or they have waste in them. They have, or they're half grown kitum. They're half grown, or they have waste. They have dirt in them. So then that's not considered already gmar malacha, because for those pieces of wheat or those beans, they still need to be processed in order to be able to be roy to give as a matana to a kohen. So therefore, it's not considered at that point the gemar malacha where it's ready to give to the kohen. And therefore, you'll still have a snack from them. We'll talk more about achilas aray achilas kva coming up in Ian Mitzion coming up next.